Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good Saturday afternoon out there, everyone, and welcome to your number one source for Native American television news, Native News Today. I'm Jason Salzman, along with Gerald Wofford, as always. We are glad to have you with us this week as we have some great things in store for the audience today. And Gerald, we're just rolling right along here, episode number 318, and
wow.
Before you know it, we'll be looking at 350.
My goodness, I tell you, this last July episode of Native News Today, we hope that you're staying cool out there amidst the Mother Nature temperatures that we've been facing and dealing with. Dog days came a little early this year in summer. I mean, not even into August, and facing all these hot temperatures. But hey, we're glad that you're here with us this afternoon. And as always, we feel like we got a great show lined up for you today.
Great program lined up today. So many things going on out there and a lot of exciting things. Exciting time around here. The Muskogee Creek Nation, this week we're having the big Tulsa shock practice, and you'll have access to all that footage and some great things that my man Gerald, he'll be picking up that later, and some stuff like that, and all kinds of great things going on. So lots of stuff going on happening at the Muskogee Creek Nation, and one of the wonderful things about the shock practice is they're doing it in a conjunction with a Dribble to Stop Diabetes incentive, so it's a really neat thing.
Yeah, really great health topics to take care of and tackle. Great ambassadorship, I guess you could say, for the WNBA, the Tulsa Shock, the women's local representative professional basketball team, making a stop in Creek Nation. And not only just to give the fans a local thrill, I guess you could say, professional sports franchise being here, but as you mentioned too, just tackling a very serious health problem that does affect a lot of Native Americans. And really, Jason, that's just really in general.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just Native Americans. That's everybody in general, how this has been affecting everyone. But
yeah.
We appreciate them coming out and helping spread the message of good health.
Yeah, and with basketball, it's a great way to, a fun way to get some good exercise. And I know you have played lots of basketball over the years.
Oh,
You've got that sweet jumper from the baseline.
I tell you what, it is blessed to be a gym rat sometimes, as you mentioned, because it's exercising, but hey, it's enjoyable, and hey, you know what I'm saying. I mean, you can spend 2.5 hours or so, and man, where did the time go? But
exactly.
You just had fun enjoying the game.
Yep, and we will have that for you, like I said, next week. I know you're very excited about that. This week for you, we got lots of great things. I know a lot of people, they drive down Mission Street, they see that Omoga Country Club, know that the tribe purchased it recently. We're going to talk with MNBE CEO Woody Anderson about some plans for that place and what they're doing there now. So really excited about that. We also visited with our water rescue team at the emergency response team also, and you, I believe, got some stuff from some of our citizens making big things happen too.
That's right, Jason. We got to visit 2 Native American baseball players on a local baseball team. Got high aspirations of making it into minor leagues as well as in college baseball.
Great.
We're really proud of them. And as well, a local immersion school in the Muskogee Creek Nation.
All this and more after our very first break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're watching Native News Today.
Since the dawn of the Muskogee Creek Nation, the traditional rhythmic sound of the turtle shells has been the heart of the ceremonial stomp dance. A living legacy passed to each new generation. This tradition, this legacy, this heart, this is the Muskogee Creek Nation of Oklahoma.
And welcome back to Native News Today. Jason Salzman, Gerald Wofford here. And Jason, it's always great to be spotlighting a program here within the Muskogee Creek Nation boundaries that's very successful, very helpful. We've done a lot of stories on this department, and it's deservedly so. James Nichols and the emergency management team always helping out the local citizens here as well as the non-tribal citizens in the state of Oklahoma.
Well, and it was great timing to be able to file this story with the emergency response team here at Creek Nation. As you said, James Nichols does such a wonderful job with the emergency management team, and they had their emergency response team, about 25, a little bit over 25 members, called the Wind Runners here at Creek Nation, and they are staked with the task of responding on call whenever emergency strikes. We certainly hope that it never does, but you know, we're living in the real world. It actually happens every now and again, and during certain times of the season, winter times, they're going to be helping our citizens, our elderly citizens that are maybe without power in the cold, things like that, getting goods to them, getting shelters set up. And in the springtime, you know, the storms happening, we're in Tornado Alley.
Right.
They're going to have a lot of things that we cover as far as storm chasing and storm spotting training, things like that. Well, in the dead of summer, a lot of aquatic things going on out there, a lot of lakes around our area, a lot of, you know, I guess you could say recreational use of our lakes and streams in Oklahoma. With that, certainly the chance for, you know, some emergencies happening on the water. Well, they are very much so trained in water rescue, and I went out today, on this day, out at Altmoggy Lake to check out some of the training that they had going on there. And this was basically just brushing them up on their training, keeping their skills sharp. And we went out to Altmoggy Lake, James Nichols and his team, some of the members there doing some of the water rescue training and refining their skills. Members of the Muskogee Creek Nation's emergency response team were out beating the heat at Altmoggy Lake this week, developing their training and skills in water rescue. This time of year, it is especially important that the tribe's team can be called upon in water-related emergencies.
Yeah, water rescue is, you know, you never know. It could be from somebody capsizing a boat to floods or rivers rising or whatever. And you can't ever refresh enough or retrain to keep your skills where they need to be. So we just come out here today with several of us that have had the training before so that we could refresh on, we call it calm water rescue because there's not any moving water. But how to package a patient that's had some type of injury in the water and getting them out safely. What happens if you have a capsized boat that turns over, just things of that nature, so that when we do get the call, we'll be ready to respond.
The team is in good standing, having gains in membership each year while attending and passing several certification courses. According to Nichols, you can never be too prepared for emergency situations, and it's good that the tribe can provide these services to Creek citizens and the community as a whole.
We've got 25 members of the emergency response team. Not all of them are trained in everything that we do with the swift water, the ropes rescue, our dive, rescue or recovery, however you want to call it, and then our wilderness search and rescue. Not everybody's trained, but we've got the majority of them trained. And you never know. You know, there's not much that we can't respond to right now. In the state of Oklahoma, and that's what we're looking for. We've got citizens that not are only in just our jurisdiction, but Native Americans and Creek citizens that live outside the jurisdictions, and we'll be able to help those different agencies respond when they have something that they can't handle.
One of the team's newest tools is the implementation of recovery diver training. This has already proven to be a great asset to helping with local law enforcement agencies.
We kind of teamed up with the Light Horse Dive team. They actually started the dive portion of the response team. We sent 8 of us total to dive school to get certified, and we're just going to kind of refresh. You can never have enough time underneath the water so that you feel comfortable when we do get called out to do some type of recovery or search for weapons that's been used in crimes and things.
And want to thank the emergency response team again, James Nichols and all those folks. And I just got to tell you folks out there that you'll probably be seeing a little bit about them in the news here. Recently, with the dive team and the dive instruction that they've received, the emergency response team at Muskogee Creek Nation was able to help successfully in a recovery a project or recovery action for the Okemah area's law enforcement agency. Had an unfortunate incident and a tragedy out at Okemah Lake, but we were able to help with our service in assisting that law enforcement agency to bring some closure to the family in that tragedy. So helping out and making sure that we're able to do our part in the communities that we live in is one of the things that we're doing at Muskogee Creek Nation.
Absolutely, and some other great things happening within the Muskogee Creek Nation is an immersion school.
Yes.
You know, we've said we've done stories on different programs within the Muskogee Creek Nation, and this is no different as well. Terry Anderson having an immersion school near Morris, and really what's unique about this, Jason, as well, we kind of touched bases with them again and got some updates, if you will. Not only having the immersion class, which is, you know, teaching all the academics in the Muskogee Creek language, but also a time for physical education, if you will. They've hired Chabon Marks, karate expert, which we've had on the show here as well, as their physical education instructor, I guess you could say, teaching them in the fine arts, the martial arts, if you will. But also, too, Terry Anderson touches on their local farm system that they have there. They've been growing some plants there as well, vegetables and everything. So giving the kids an overall healthy experience, if you will, in this immersion school, learning the Creek language, getting physically fit, and also learning some farming skills. So I wanted to share this with you, Terry Anderson. Great things happening out there at the Muskogee Creek Nation Immersion School.
Hence J, Terry Anderson, Jehojif Kadosh.
Hence J, Terry Jehojif Kadosh. Hence J, Dafalabo Jehojif Kadosh. Hence J, Hated Jehojif Kadosh.
We do our library books back here, and our art, and music, anything that's kind of leisurely for the school, we do it back here. We go to the library every Wednesday, and then we read those books in the Muskogee language throughout the week, and then we come back and return the books and pick out more. So, and our supplies, and our little office area. Use the animals and the land as learning tools to teach in the Muskogee language. So, and this is our first production from the garden, and we're really proud of it. It's growing well, and Ben Yehola is our language instructor for our gardening projects and our livestock project. And our land goes all the way back to the shed way back there. It's 2.5 acres, and we go back there and we play on the trees, and there's medicinal plants back there, and we help the children identify trees, medicinal plants and herbs, as well as what we produce and grow, and we teach them how to build things. They built that greenhouse, the kids did. And so
Almighty Father, humbly we come to you in prayer. Look down upon us, Almighty Father.
All right, you know, as we mentioned, Jason, there's so many great things happening here within the Muskogee Creek Nation, and a business acquisition taking place probably a little more than a month ago. We had the story here on Native News Today, the business acquisition of the local Okmulgee Country Club and the tribal purchase of it. Now, of course, there's tribal business steps that have to take place, and it's in really good hands now, because now it will be taking over these business strategies, if you will, by our Muskogee Nation Business Enterprise team. And of course, that's led by none other than our good friend here, Mr. Woody Anderson.
Absolutely. Had a great visit with Woody this week, going over to the site there of the Okmulgee Country Club, and really just he and I talking about some of the things that it has to offer, really just a canvas right now to paint on and be able to come up with just all kinds of possibilities, really great potential in that site, in that area. And I talked with Woody about some of those things, and I really talked with him about kind of the way that they are strategizing right now, the way that they're going about it, and really the first phase in this project right now is just cleaning the place up, making sure that we get a good base to start at, and now they're just doing a little bit of busy work down there. Lots of different agencies, tribal departments have pitched in to help out with this, and he mentions them a little bit in the story, but he wanted us to come over and sort of document what was there now and sort of a before and after whenever we get everything going. But I figured it was a great opportunity to ask him a little bit about what he could mention with the planning as far as what the Muskogee Creek Nation's vision is for this place, what they want it to be. And I know a lot of citizens out there, you know, they see us by the Muskogee Country Club, they see us by Riverwalk, and their questions are, what's it going to be? They're very excited about those places. They want to know what's going to be there, what we can look forward to, and with that in mind, felt that it was our duty to ask Woody Anderson about some of those things.
We're really excited to be given this challenge, Jason. This is a very unique piece of property, a lot of history with it. Creek Nation, you know, coming in here has been able to put the resources behind this, you know, to really create a really special place here with the history here. So we're planning on being pretty busy here for quite a while. The main thing that we were doing is that we wanted to get people out here and get the place cleaned up. There was a lot of work here, and we've got staff on board right now that's doing cleanup both inside the building and also on the exterior building. We're bringing on new people. We're hiring people for our course out here to help start mowing. We've bought mowing equipment. The tribe is with the tribal council has provided about 90 days funding for us to help us get through this period of time. But really doing some evaluations on everything that we've got. We've been into the kitchen. We've had professionals out here looking at the electrical and looking at various things here. But we've had, I think one of the great things here is that we've had a lot of help from the tribal different programs. Will Lowe and the guys at Tourism have had their staff out here helping us and been a big part of this. Our arbor program is going to come out here and help us clean up some of the trees and get that on that side. Bill Dowdy and the guys at facilities have been out here, and we're going to do some landscaping out here. So the main thing I want to do for the first 90 days was to get this thing in order, get the staff on, secured here. We have a young lady that's one of our own tribal citizens that's our chef out here, so we got her secured and the existing staff she had. So the main thing we've had them doing is cleaning up. So it's just getting it up to that speed there. I think the main thing is that, of course, you got this golf course out here. We're going to make sure that we come in. We're going to evaluate the course, bring in some professionals, take a look at it and how we can bring this course up. It's got a lot of work that it needs done to it, but it can be a great course out here. In terms of the building here, this is a great facility. We're going to have a restaurant, we're going to have a bar. We've got an opportunity here to have different functions in here, banquets that we're going to be able to have here, which we have in weddings and different things going on now. So there's different functions we're going to do. But the main thing that we're going to be looking at is being able to develop a master site plan. That we need a master plan of getting some input in from different folks to look at this. We have an old pool out here that is inoperable. Our goal would be maybe to put a new pool in, maybe a water park where we can get families involved out here. They could come out here and utilize the park, come in and eat at the restaurant, you know, and or some other family could come out and golf. So we also have been talking about, I know that the chief and them had visited about the, having maybe veteran housing involved in this too. So all of that is important as we go through here, start that planning process to see what we want to do here. Has to also do with the branding. What do we want to call this in the future? Our restaurants and our different functions that we do here. So what you want to do is that you want to invite anybody in here, and especially we want our tribal citizens to be here, but to have that club feeling, so that they have the different things here that they can access and the golf and have it be first class. And I can tell you from my time being around the nation that our council and our leadership, our chief and everybody second chief, that's what the expectation is. And I think everything we've ever tried to do, it's been that way. So hopefully families can come out here once we get to a point and have a great experience with it. We've had this for about 2.5 weeks now, and so really it's been a lot of activities going on. We know that at some point here we're going to get an architect to come in with us and get a team together then to start this process. The time frame just hasn't been set yet with all the activities going on. So this facility needs to continue to function, and we need to make it become even a better experience for everybody. You know, the mowing of grass, the cleaning up the buildings, getting things cleaned up, because it's a beautiful building inside. The course has so much potential with it. So the main thing for us is if we can get to those points, because like you said, we're going to have to do it at some point. So while we're doing that, then we can start the planning process in the middle of that too. So
All right, and thanks again to Woody Anderson, MNBE. You know, it's going to be very, very exciting in the coming months to see what the plans are in store for that place there, and we will definitely keep you all up to speed on what's going on. Well, moving right along here to our last story of the day, we have a baseball player doing great things. One of our Creek citizens, actually the son of one of our, two of them actually, but one of them I know for sure, Porky Roberts, and the reason I know that is because I coached him. We went out to Arizona together. I coached in an all-star baseball team. We went out to the Arizona Diamondbacks All-Indian Native American Baseball Invitational. Won it 2 years in a row. I only had Porky with me the second year, but great kid, great work ethic, and really loves the game of baseball. And so for me, it's neat to see the story that you're being able to get with him progressing his career into the college level.
Yeah, really a great kid, really seriously committed to his baseball. And as well, Carter Woodruff is also spotlighted in this story as well. Two great Native American baseball players on a local minor league team, Three Rivers. Now, Roberts will be going to Connor State College in the fall. Woodruff is still a senior at Sequoia High School, where he also plays football. Of course, the Indians are hoping for a great football season. We hope to be bringing you stories about the Indian season as well this fall. But right now, both kids are concentrating on their baseball team. And in a week, Jason, they go to the state playoffs in Oklahoma City. So they're excited about that. We just got a chance to catch them locally at a round-robin tournament, if you will. There's a team from Joplin and a team from Stillwater as well that were playing in. So it was a real hot afternoon, but for some reason we got a break in the weather that day, and it actually went down to like 85 degrees, overcast sky.
Oh, so it's paradise.
Nice nice day to enjoy baseball, and so we want to show you a story about two great local Native American baseball players.
Carter Woodruff, right field and pitcher.
Porky Roberts, second base. We're doing pretty good. Just excited about going to state.
I believe it's in 2 weeks at Oklahoma City's college.
Harrison with the sac fly left, bringing in Roberts. Now up to the plate will be number 8, Helsley. On deck will be number 31, Gatsby.
We usually, about this time of the year, we usually start getting on a hot streak when state's fixing to come up. So our team, we won 2 today, and we're expecting to start getting on a hot streak here in a couple of weeks. I'm going to try to go to college. I'm not really sure where I'm going to go right now, but yeah, I'm definitely going to try to go to college for baseball. I'm definitely looking at Connors. There's a few other schools, but Connors is my top list.
Now, Three Rivers, where's your team based out of?
Muskogee.
Okay, and that's just what, players just from all over the region?
Yes, sir. There's players all over the region.
What do you think how this team has been so far, coming together, and how would you describe just the season's been this year?
It's going good, and we met a lot of new friends and stuff, and a lot of my buddies from this team's going to Connors with me here, so I'm meeting a lot of new people and making a lot of friends.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the best things about playing on this team is you meet a lot of people and you become friends with them, and it becomes more than just a baseball team. You get friends for life.
Roberts with a double to left field, bringing in Greg, and now up to the plate for Three Rivers will be number 15.
And our thanks to everyone that made this week's Native News Today so memorable. So many great stories out there, and we appreciate all the information that you give us out there about those great stories that are happening. And Jason, one great story that's happening this weekend, we'll be bringing more information about, I guess you could say, next weekend. Right now is the Tulsa Powwow that's happening. It opened last night at the Spirit Event Center that's near Bixby, between Tulsa and Bixby, there in South Tulsa, if you will, off Memorial Street. But it's going on today. They'll have their grand entry this evening and as well as tomorrow. Robert Anque and the Tulsa Indian Club always doing a great job out there. So we just want to give them a special plug and a commercial here, if you will. That Tulsa Indian Powwow going on right now, even this afternoon. Arts and crafts booths out there. Great Native American cuisine out there as well. So hey, I tell you what, you can maybe wait a little while after the Native News today, let it cool off a little bit, or even now just head on out there. Spirit Bank Event Center there near Bixby. Tulsa Indian Powwow.
Definitely watch Native News Today first, though. I mean,
yes,
that's a first,
You've
you
got
know, and
to
that's
do
another
that.
thing.
Please.
You know, another big Native American event going on this weekend, Gerald, is the state fast pitch tournament. And that's at Boomer Sports Complex in Oklahoma City. Now, for those of you, and I know you're out there.
Are you going to be there?
No, I will not be there. I will not be there. But for those of you out there that watch us on the internet, and I know that there are many of you that watch the live stream because you can't catch it in our area, the reason that I'm telling these folks this is because they may be in the Oklahoma City area. You want to go out there to Boomer Sports Complex to see some great fast pitch, you know, of the days of old. You know, the fast pitch state tournament always in Oklahoma City, and used to always be at Wheeler, but now it's at Boomer, I guess. And so it's a neat deal, and I think it'll be a big turnout and something a lot of people can go out to.
I have to ask, why aren't you going to be there?
Well, I just, you know, I got things to do. We got the council meeting, got to run that, get that going, and sometimes duty calls, duty supersedes everything else you got going on. So, you know, it's a great thing for us, though. I look at it as a great opportunity for us as a department to show the council meetings and be able to take our government to the citizens and let them have that access to be able to see what's going on in the legislative process, and it can only help in the long run.
This message paid for by Jason
Yes.
Saltzman, and a nice political answer there.
Yes,
Jason.
thank you, Gerald. Thank you. Yeah, I've been working on it. You know, I practiced it 100 times before I brought it out here, so I'm glad that you thought it was okay.
But hey, we appreciate you all out there, and we hope that everything that you're doing this weekend is okay and everything. And you know, like we said, it's always great to give us the ideals, things that are happening out there. And hey, if you are out at Boomer Park and maybe you get some good pictures or something out there,
send them our way.
Yeah, we might just show them here. And,
let us know who won. We could say it on the show. You know, like announce the winners. I know a lot of people like to hear themselves you know, and know what they're doing out there. And a lot of people got relatives, friends taking part in the tournament, and a lot of people, relatives, friends dancing at the Big Tulsa Powwow. You know, I think, you know, powwow season, it's really kind of in the middle of the as big time as it gets right now, because there's going to be some more after this.
Right. Speaking of powwows, we'll have a future story in August. Will be the Tulsa, the international champion powwow champion powwow there in Tulsa. It's going to be at the ORU Mabee Center, first time ever. We'll have more information on that later too.
Great. And if you want to catch us, you can always do that, not only on here on Tulsa CW 1219, which we love being on each and every Saturday, but as well as on our website at the Muskogee Creek Nation, www.muskogeenation-nsn.gov. Check on the Native News Today logo right there on the multimedia section. You can go to our story archive, itemized list of all of our stories. If you don't have time but to just watch one or two, go right there. If you want to watch our entire episodes, the live stream is there for you too. Keep checking us out on Facebook and Twitter. Gerald, take us out of here if you will, please.
For our producer, Jared Moore, all of us here at Native News Today. In the meantime, y'all take care. God bless.
And we'll see you soon. Back us out. Back us out.
Is anybody going? There's a local team to the...
Yeah, there's a team actually from Milwaukee going, the Oklahoma Law. Wish them very good luck out there. I don't